guys, Steve Petrato here with Horizon Hobby. I'm here with my good friend Mr. James Haley with the Blade team. Today we're here to talk about the 360 CFX. Now it's a new model we just announced, and we wanted to do a little tech talk for you to explain the differences, the nuances of the 360 CFX. We've also got the original 450X to our left here. That's to show you the size differences, and then we can look at some of the pieces on that are a little different over on the 360. Now this 360 CFX is a completely redesigned, right, James?
Yep.
All right.
Redone from the ground up.
Okay, so let's just start, since we got it here, let's start from the top down. I see the aluminum rotor head is full, obviously a full aluminum rotor head all the way down to the swash, in fact all the way down to the bearing blocks where the servos are held. Is there anything different about the head that we should know about?
Yeah, so the head's been redesigned. We've beefed it up significantly. We're now running a 6mm main shaft with a 5mm spindle that has steps for the thrust washers. So a lot beefier in that regard to the shaft diameters. We've gone to a normal, similar to what we've done on the larger helicopters, where we have the removable arm.
Okay. Now the blades. So we got obviously out of the box here. This is out of the box. Out of the box we have carbon fiber blades. What size are these blades?
So we went to a 360mm blades, which is kind of the new evolution in the 450 class. Lighter disc loading. Makes everything fly a little lighter.
Okay. All right, and then so we have obviously all the blade engraving here. That looks really pretty. The blade logos there, all the way down the swash is aluminum, and then looks like we have a new airbrushed canopy, which is fiberglass. Am I right?
Yeah, we went to a fiberglass canopy instead of the plastic canopy. This adds a little bit of weight, but I think it looks a lot better in the long run.
Yeah, it definitely is striking. I mean, that in the air will really show up well with all the nice bright yellow. So that's a really nice piece. All right, let me go ahead and pull that off so we can get into the meat of the helicopter. There's two little grommets. Slide that off. Nice and sturdy. Yeah, a little weight, but actually it's not that heavy, so that's a nice canopy. All right, let's move straight down the main shaft then. So you've got, obviously, these are Metal Gear servos. These are the same servos that are in the newer 450X, the ready to fly. And okay, so these are the H5030s, I believe?
3050s,
3050s,
and 3060 on the tail.
3060, so Spectrum servos all around. Metal Gear servos, digital Metal Gear servos, very nice. And plenty of torque and power there. And then they're all obviously oriented around the main shaft in that optimized servo geometry. Yeah,
similar to the 300 CFX and the 700X.
Okay, great. So that's going to give us that really crisp, clean performance out of that servo system.
Yep.
Moving down, so tell me about the main gear and of course the pulley system. This is not a torque tube system. This is a belt drive.
No, we're still using a belt system. It's actually using a system similar to what we used on the 300 CFX, and that's when we we wanted to keep it as light as we could. This came out extremely light. I don't know the weight exactly offhand, but it's very light, and you'll definitely feel that in the air. It's still using a 3 bearing block system. Carbon fiber frame. It's very similar to a 300 CFX kind of frame design, with a little bit beefier in the shaft diameters and stuff.
Okay, so yeah, obviously it's a helical main gear, like you said, and then we're going down to a is this a 1800 kV motor?
Yeah, 1800 kV motor. That's made so it can run on. Runs on a 6S battery, 6S 1300 milliamp battery. Okay. We've gone to kind of a really put more emphasis into our motor designs and having a much better motor. So this is kind of a newer version of our motors that'll be branded Blade for our ready-to-fly products.
Awesome. So a nicer motor system. I've seen this thing fly when you flew it out back, and it is a powerhouse. Now that's all tied into a Castle Creation speed control, right, out of the box, much like our other products out there that have that, like the 180.
Much like the 180, we're using a Talon 35, so it's got a really good BEC in it. We're governing it. So head speed, you have 3 head speeds to choose from out of the box. Nice. And everything's working really well there.
Okay, and that's tucked up under. I know you can't see it in the video, guys, but the speed control is tucked up under where the battery is, and then your lead is battery lead. We just tucked it away for the video, but it's right there for you. So pretty easy to get to. Battery goes up top with a Velcro strap. All right, so we talked about the head, the servo geometry, the main shaft. Let's go back to the tail now. So obviously this tail boom seems a lot longer, and I'll grab the 450 here just to kind of show you the difference, and maybe a little hard to see in the video, but it's a good bit longer, and of course the reason for that is you've got longer blades on there now, right?
Yep.
Okay, so slide
Yeah,
this
so
way.
instead of running 325 millimeter blades, it has 360 millimeter blades, so we had to extend the tail out. Still running the same tail case as the older 450s.
Okay.
Same tail grips and tail case, and the reason we did that is because we're going to a longer tail. The reason we wanted to keep it lighter is we went to the plastic tail case to keep it light.
Okay.
Since it's such a long momentum arm now with the longer boom, any weight you add out there, the farther you have to move out the battery, the farther you have to move out the motor.
It's a big weight pendulum, right?
Yep. So the lighter we could keep it back there, the better.
Okay. And yeah, so I guess people might ask, well, yeah, you went to a higher power system. It's a 6S battery. Is this tail really up to the task? And I've seen you fly, and I don't see the tail having any problems. But just in case these guys want to know, I mean, what do you feel of it? Obviously, you designed it, but.
The tail actually on the 450s has been pretty bulletproof. We've never had any issues out of there. It's super strong, no vibrations. Also, all the aftermarket parts out there will fit right onto this. Yeah. The one thing we did change back there is we did go to a longer tail blade to give us more tail authority. So they're 65 millimeter tail blades. So that does give us a little bit more authority on the same tail case.
Okay, great. And then, of course, we've got the carbon fiber tail fins that go along with the CFX name.
Yep.
All right, let's see. What else do we got here? Anything else that we missed? I mean, that's pretty much a straightforward heli. Any other new design ideas or design implementations we have in this thing?
Nope, nothing major. No major changes. It's kind of an evolution of the 450. From the V1 to the V2, and kind of bringing a 300 CFX style frame into a larger platform.
And so when this thing hits the street, what's it going to sell for?
It's going to be a ready to fly. Bind and fly basic at $500.
I'll say $499. This thing comes out of the box, ready to rock. And it's really just kind of a grab and go, just a powerhouse. So it's going to be really nice with the B-Stack system on there. And 6S power, guys, is what everyone's really wanting now in a 450 size machine. So I think that when you guys see the video of this thing fly, you're going to go, wow, that's got a lot of power. And of course, you can tone it down too. So if you're not ready for that crazy 3D power, you can of course tone down the B-Stacks, tone down the throttle curves, and have a pretty nice, I assume because it's a bigger rotor span, it probably flies pretty nice in a stable hover too, right?
Oh yeah. It's super light, so sitting in a hover, it's really docile. You can change, like Steve said, the dual rates and the transmitter. You can plug right into a Castle Link, change all your RPMs if you want. All of it is adjustable if you want to change it to your liking.
Awesome. Well, James, thanks a lot for coming in and talking to me about the 360 CFX. Guys, make sure to check us out on Facebook. That's going to be facebook.com/BladeHelis, or of course on our website at bladehelis.com. Thanks a lot.